Alright, you guessed it. This car came from Louisiana. This customer had a clutch put in at another shop and a few other bits and pieces. I'm not going to give it away, but it's never felt right since. It's got rattles. It doesn't run too good. I just checked it. The clutch feels absolutely awful. It's probably an aftermarket parts store clutch, and they didn't do a very good job. And just looking around, you can see a few things that's been replaced. Yeah, once you start seeing the parts store radiator hose, it's not a genuine Honda hose. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it probably means that somebody's been, changing everything from the parts store, which usually means they're subpar quality. So we're going to go through this and give this customer the VIP treatment, the LHT TLC, so he can enjoy this car for years to come. He traveled a long way for us just to do some basic work, so we're going to go above and beyond. We're going to make him feel like that trip was worthwhile, and the car has to leave 100% better. No, 110% better than when he came in. So I'll take you along the ride and show you what we see. Yeah? Alright, so I know we're spoiled because we work on these cars all the time and we know exactly what things should look like and how things come apart, but it's interesting when you see another shop's done stuff. Like George is working on this bracket, trying to reach up here and get these cables off, and it didn't feel right. Well, this bracket is flipped. It should be on the other way. Also, a couple of bolts came out a little funky. One of the more interesting ones is this. There you go. So look at that bolt. How do you do that to a bolt? All you do is you put a socket on it and turn it and it comes right out. It's like they hammered it and it slipped and had all kinds of problems. So somebody has had a fun time doing the clutch on this, and it's only a year old, as you see in here. You've seen our videos. Look at this, it's dry as a bone. There's a big groove in there. So one of the reasons the clutch felt terrible, and we don't know what clutch it is yet. It's probably an aftermarket clutch, but that groove in there is no good. I was just explaining that to the customer. We have the new sleeves and it's got the wrong grease on there, so it's like multiple problems are causing the clutch to feel terrible.
Don't know if you can pick that up or not. That's the other side of the bearing hanging down in between the teeth there.
Huh. Is that not supposed to be dangling around there?
No.
That's one of those things we talked about for the aftermarket bearing. It's an aftermarket clutch,
yeah,
but it's
a part store clutch.
Part store clutch. When we say part store, it's you call the guy at the part store and say, I need a clutch for an S2000. He goes, yep, 87 bucks. What's the brand? There is no brand. Part store. So the bearing problem, yeah. In fact, it just dropped down. Let's pull it off. We'll get a better view. So what brand is that?
PHT.
Part store.
Pretty hot and tempting.
Flywheel side.
Yep.
Part store. Yeah. Do you guys have a clutch for an S2000? Yep. Got it in stock. What kind is it? It's clutch. Do you guys use the Nietzsche bearing? Nietzsche. The heck's Nietzsche? We have a bearing. It's got a chunk out of it. That's so you can actually access it and grease it.
Yeah, it's the inspection cover, so you can check to see if there's balls in there.
And you count the balls. How many balls does your bearing have? I don't know. Bearing. Yeah, dry as a bone. Crap bearing. Crap clutch. There's your problem. Once again, folks, you get what you pay for. Don't get the $86 clutch from the parts store.
You can see that doesn't have any miles on it. I mean, it's
I know.
It's perfectly wore in, and you still see all the lines in it.
Yeah, the customers drove it normal. It's just a junk clutch. And of course, when that bearing falls apart, that piece there, once it gets caught between the clutch doesn't disengage properly. Look how those springs are all open. And he's baby the car. It hasn't been ran hard.
Small too.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. See what the flywheel side looks like. Flywheels. Yeah, exactly. The flywheel's been turned, and it doesn't look bad at all. You can see where it's being turned. It's got the two different cuts on it.
Yeah.
This is the pilot bearing that came out. Listen. This is a year old. An OEM bearing, 10 years old, is better shape than that. Again, you get what you pay for. Don't get cheap stuff. Don't put cheap stuff in your car. Alright, so this piece was how I suspected. Kind of hard to get it to focus on there, but there is a groove in it where the bearing has been rubbing. You see it there. You can feel it's a deep groove, so we keep those in stock. And the nice thing about the S2000, you can replace this and put a fresh slide on there and then grease it and use the Nietzsche bearing. It makes the clutch feel a whole lot smoother. This grease here is the wrong grease, so it's kind of sticky. I mean, it's almost like tar. Again, just cheap grease, wrong parts. All right, so give you an idea, what is the difference between a cheap aftermarket clutch and a Honda clutch? Which one is the cheap aftermarket clutch? First off, this one weighs about twice what this disc does. You see the whole middle section, how much beefier it is on the factory Honda one. This is the factory Honda one, in case you didn't guess. Also, the springs are enclosed. So I get asked all the time, what is the best clutch for my S2000? If you don't plan on supercharging it or turbocharging it, the factory OEM clutch really is the best. And again, buy the whole thing from Honda. If you buy from Honda and buy the bearing from Honda, the OEM bearing is the Nietzsche bearing, which is the one that we recommend with our aftermarket clutches. So I recommend this in every S2000 that isn't getting a supercharger or turbo. If you are doing supercharger or turbo, Clutch Masters. Alright, so this is what it looks like with the new slider in here, and of course this is what the bearing is going to ride on. So when you press the clutch, that is the operation that you feel as it slides down there. This here is the fulcrum for the clutch fork. We've already greased that. It gets like a clutch dust on there that doesn't hurt anything, but on the inside of it we always put fresh grease on there.
Just gonna bring them over.
Alright, new shirts hot off the press. So you got the S2000 one, the S2000, and the...
Here's the S2000, and wait. Ready?
You should have something on the back.
Eventually we'll get that website up, people. I'm so sorry.
I know. Once we get our website, we'll probably be making twice as many of these.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Let me film. And he is Skyping right now. He's getting these people to pick up his shirts and do all this dirty work for him. You're going to make it on the YouTube video, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to be on YouTube.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Have a good one.
Have a safe trip back.
Got another piece here. The little boot that goes around the slave cylinder. These always get a little wore out. They turn hard. That's kind of hard to tell, but it's broken and not flexible anymore. See that? Just kind of disintegrates. But for this very reason, we keep brand new ones in stock. Nice and flexible. So it's going to go right back in there perfectly.
So another thing we just saw here, you can see how this is being repaired, and it looks like it's already coming apart. It's had a hole in there. This is somewhat common with these. So we're going to replace that, and I'm sure the filter is looking a little sketchy in there. Let's take a look. That took all of a second and a half. Yeah, the filter is seeing better days, plus it managed to suck up a piece of white plastic. So we'll go ahead and replace that. We've got an arm and a filter. So we're doing a valve adjustment on this car, and like we always say, valve adjustments, we always replace the gasket kit, even if it's been done a year ago, which somebody claims this has. We're going to replace it anyway. You see the tube seal here? That one actually is broken.
It is. I was going to demonstrate too. Got a new one, right? Even if you put it on the valve cover, it doesn't make any noise because it's soft.
It's still rubber.
Yeah.
You see how hard this has gotten?
Ready?
Yeah, that's what this just does. Look how pretty that looks.
Look how
It's
not
not
broken
new.
it looks.
But it's in good shape.
Yeah.
New filter, but the rubber hose isn't split. So that is one less thing to worry about. This customer wants trouble-free driving, doesn't want any issues. So we spotted that. So you see what this tool is for. We're doing the valve adjustment next. Alright, so this is something that we see a lot of the times. These coil clips break. I just see the tab is broken off. And a lot of the time they are so brittle. When you remove them, see if I can put the camera here, they just break apart. Let me show you. See, the insides are just dry rotted. See that? It just pulls right off. Luckily, we have the new clips. It's just as easy as that. Slide them on the right order. Line them up there. Push, and they all push back in. You see that? We have the new centerpiece. The retainer, please. Look at that. Like brand new. So he's had some squeaks and clunks that he wants us to check out. A couple of things is suspension's blown out. You see, this is oil, means the shock is blown out. This one is blown out. This is driver's side front, and also the passenger side rear. And that's blown out. These are throwaways, so typically we do aftermarket stuff on here. We throw so much of this stuff away. Again, very important, look at the brake fluid. Look how yucky that is. Something that should definitely be done. Flush through that and the clutch. I looked at the clutch earlier. I'm not going to show you that, but it looks along the lines of this stuff right here. All right, on a serious note, I want to give a shout out to a special customer. And when I say customer, he was about to be a customer. He had put a deposit down for a Kraftwerk supercharger kit for his AP1 S2000. And I know he was really looking forward to doing this with us. And he had to call Esther and cancel. And he had to cancel for the worst possible reason. He was involved in a motorcycle accident. So I'm sure he's watching. Lacey, dude, we're rooting for you. We feel terrible that you had to cancel for an accident. I mean, you know, I'm sure that was the last thing in the world you wanted. You was looking forward to doing the kit, and I mean, this guy is a super passionate S2000 owner, and to see something like that happen to him is terrible. He is obviously, he's doing better. I don't want to give you, you know, too much of his details. I just wanted to give a shout out, Lacey. Again, we're all rooting for you, and you know, I really appreciate you enjoying our videos, and if it helps keep you, you know, kind of excited and gives you something to look forward to, you know, that's what it's about. Everybody has the light at the end of the tunnel. Everybody has something to look forward to. If you think about it, your whole day, your whole week, your whole year is looking forward to something. Everybody needs something, whether it's your car, whether it's a vacation, whether it's going out shopping, whatever. You have to have something to look forward to. That's why you do it every day. And this guy's look forward to is his car. So I'm super excited that you're passionate and you're getting better, and you're getting yourself back on your feet. The pictures he showed us, I mean, we're all like tearing up. I mean, he was in the hospital. He's got the brace on his head. It's pulling him straight. He's obviously straightening up his spine. I feel for you, dude. I used to be into motorcycles in England, heavy duty, from being 7 years old. All I could do was eat, sleep, and think motorcycles. I would go to bed thinking about motorcycles. As soon as I woke up, that was the first thing on my mind. I raced motocross. I did a little bit of road racing. You know, being a father, I look at him and go, my God, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's brother, that's somebody's dad. Just be careful. And Lacey, we're rooting for you. I really appreciate you watching our videos, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm getting kind of emotional here. All right, some of you might have seen your knobs looking bad. These are probably the worst we've seen. You see the black has come all the way off them. You want to see a little magic trick? Are you ready? Look at that. Brand new OEM knobs. Yes, these are still available from the dealer, and it makes a world of difference. So it's going to be kind of a surprise for the customer. He didn't know we're doing this.
Often overlooked because of its location, the cabin air filter. But look at that. That's so much cleaner. This is something that we don't usually get to because it's in the plastic underneath the cowl on under the hood. But we're fixing windshield wiper arms on this car, so I saw it and can't let it go back with that in it. So there it is, brand new cabin filter.
Guys, thanks so much for watching and subscribing and hitting the like button and all that good stuff. And glad you watch our videos. If you do, subscribe and you'll see more. That's basically it. Hit the bell, and it just tells you when we put up a video. We do have the new t-shirts. Our online store is still non-existent, so if you want one, call Esther, email her. Eventually we'll get that store up and running. That's the t-shirt, it's blue, and the S2000 is in silver. This is in fact a small. This wouldn't look good on me, but it'll look good on you. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.